Right, let's get to the beer bit. I've got a big beer to drink today.
Have you? Big beer, not a little beer.
I've got my big beer.
All right then.
Oh, wow.
Simon, why don't you kick us off?
Kick us off with what, Hamish? What are you drinking?
Oh
No, we're going straight in on what we drink. I know I asked for it, but geez. Not even a cold open. It's just. Well, I guess it is a cold open because it's so early in the podcast.
Speaking of cold opens,
it's good. I had it last week.
It's good. I've got the Belgian beer. And
can I just say, I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm going to interrupt you. It's so nice doing Push the Point on a bank holiday. It's just been the second
lovely, isn't it?
in a row and it's so chill. Not coming back, not coming from work.
Not stressing.
Podcast. Just lovely relaxing day. Finish off with Push the Point. Oh, perfect. Hamish, describe your beer because it's the Belgian one, right? That we had.
We did from
Robert.
From Robert, yes, it was from Robert. Thank you, Simon. It's a triple caramel. I mean, to be honest, I thought you bodged it last time.
It's hard to say.
It is really hard to say, and I thought, I'm doomed. I got
a. Is it not Carmelite?
Yeah. Oh, there. Thank you, Simon. Triple Carmelite, 8% Belgian beer, came all the way from Belgium, handed to us from Pro Tour London from Robert. Thank you very much, Simon. What are you drinking?
Well, you'll never guess what I'm drinking.
You're going to drink,
but it's the Triple Carmelite.
8%. Hang on, are we blowing all of Have we blown all of our happy beers already? Pro Tour beers.
No, I've got one more to go.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you drink last time? You didn't drink a Pro Tour beer.
I did last time. I had the beer from Aaron.
Right.
This time I've got the beer from Robert, and I got given one more beer over the weekend.
Oh. Okay. Well.
Who buy?
Yeah.
It's a surprise. You'll find out.
Simon. Hang on. So me and Trip you got a secret third beer from a fan.
I got a secret third beer, and I will tell you why when I get to drink it.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a bit of
He's also got a secret fourth and fifth beer.
Simon's been running around going, "Oh, trust me, I'll hand it to the lads," and he took it all home.
Isn't that what you did with the stout? Is that not?
No.
Massive bottle.
Oh, it's just in a wine
actually,
bottle.
and no way did I do that because Trip got given the bottle, handed it straight to me, and went, "Hamish, I've got a great idea. Why don't you take this home?" I was like, "Thanks, I'll carry this massive bottle."
Hamish, I thought to myself, what's the best way to make sure that no one drinks that stout? And I thought, I'll give it to Hamish.
I would never drink it.
Yeah, for me, I'd be like, it's awfully tempting.
Yeah, that is true. All right,
now, Robert, thank you very much for this lovely beer. It's quite caramelly. I don't know if you can see. It's quite it's not a pale beer. It's quite.
I got an orange
caramel.
I got an orange in mine as well. Look, see.
Yeah.
There's a little man in there as well.
It doesn't taste like an 8% triple. I'll tell you that. It's very smooth. I'm enjoying it immensely.
Well. Oh, okay. Trip. Welcome.
Welcome. You interrupted. You had your go.
I've got my Icelandic beer.
Yeah.
I've got my Café Bola. It's an imperial stout with coffee and cocos bola. It's 11%.
Oh my god!
Probably gonna knock me out. Got work in the morning, but
you
it is a bank holiday, so
it is a bank holiday today, not tomorrow.
That would have been a drink. That would have definitely have been the Sunday drink, surely.
Yeah.
But it's Monday in a wine glass.
It's not a wine glass.
No, it's a little tumbler.
A tumbler. Oh god.
It's
so bougie.
It's thick as hell.
I can see that. Yeah.
God, it's like you're pouring a milkshake.
It's like pouring treacle. This is. Look at that.
That looks delicious. Look how dark that is.
Look how dark the head is.
Gross.
Yeah. It's orange.
It looks so gross.
My Mr. Scrub trouser jazz glass.
Okay. All right. You keep.
Hamish is so turned off by this.
Oh, mate, it smells strong. I got a bit of hay fever. That one sniff cleared me out.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. This is very okay. It's Belgian beer, bro. It definitely tastes like a Belgian beer. It's like
it tastes like a Belgian beer. It doesn't taste like an 8% triple. Like,
well, I don't know what an 8% triple is, but I tell you what, the Belgians, man, they make some strong stuff. But the Icelandics, Trips had his sip. What do you?
It's good.
Is it good?
It's got very like biscuity flavor, as if I was eating a biscuit. Like it's very like.
Is it bitter?
Full-bodied. It's not bitter.
Okay, well that's good.
It is one of those beers where you can tell it's really strong. Like what you're saying with the triple, I felt the same last time. I was like, this does not taste like an 8% beer at all. It tastes very, very smooth. You could get in trouble with that. This is very nice, but you can tell it's very strong.
Okay. Well, we've all got very, very strong beers today, everyone. So I feel by the end of the podcast, we're going to be pretty buzzing.
A bit like I was last week after doing a shot as well.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Thank you so much, Robert, and everyone who's given us a beer over the years. We've had a few over the years.
Much appreciate that.
It's nice to drink some of the podcasts.
It is.
This is very tasty. I'm enjoying it a lot.
I've got three options.
It's one of the nicest parts about this podcast for sure. Having gifts delivered from fans for the work that we do, and it is kind of, when you, I don't know, I'm having an existential where you take a step back and you just look at this and go, I can't believe that someone from another country who listens to us have a chat just wanted to give us this beer, and I don't know, just drinking a nice gift. It's lovely. Yeah. It's very humbling. Anyway, Simon, what were you going to say?
I've got 3 things that need to happen in short order.
Right.
Trip, would you like to spin the wheel of time?
I'd love to spin the wheel. So
Simon,
for anyone that doesn't know,
commanding this podcast. he's the captain.
Episode of Push the Point, we spin a wheel, and if you're a patron of Push the Point, you get a chance of winning 6 packs of the latest set. The latest set being
still the Hunted.
It's still the Hunted, yeah.
It's still the Hunted. It feels like the Hunted's been out for such a long time. I was like, can't still be the Hunted.
Yeah, it's not actually been that long, but we still have some left.
Yeah.
But I will spin the wheel. It is.
I can never get it right.
The winner is Michael Jones.
Oh, well done, Michael Jones. Well done.
So 6 packs of
the Hunted.
Yeah,
it's still the Hunted. I feel like you want to say High Seas, don't you, Trip?
I feel like High Seas is trying to come out of me right now. But,
yes.
I just want to say something. I looked up what Cocos Bola is because I was interested. Because it says coffee with Cocos Bola. It's actually an Icelandic kind of biscuity treat. So I was totally on the money with the biscuit.
Well done.
It's a coconut chocolatey treat with a creamy center. So it's like a milk chocolate cream.
You didn't spin that wheel at all. The winner of the 6 packs is Cocos Bola.
I can do 2 things at the same time. I'm spinning wheels. I'm understanding Icelandic treats. And actually, it does have a little bit of a coconutty taste to it. So that's pretty nice.
Nice.
So thank you again.
Cool.
Well done, Michael. We have, after this episode, we have another 1 episode to do with the Hunted. Which is pretty handy because then we'll be straight into High Seas.
Yes.
So episode 100, or as Trip likes to suggest, maybe episode 99.1.
Yeah.
Will be the first episode with High Seas.
Do you think we'd actually get a chance to do a podcast at UK Games Expo?
Well, I was just going to say, because...
And then I can bring this giant beer and see if we can sneak Simon in a
We were looking at what weekend would make sense, but we think... Yeah. We were looking, and actually UK Games Expo, we're probably all going to be there. So we could do something, which is like... We could fit a podcast in, potentially. I'm only going to be there for the Saturday. So can we fit it in?
We'll have to see what we can do.
Yeah, we could have a Simon jumps in and before he does a learn to play, and then we just do I don't know. I think we could figure something out. But just so you know, everyone, this is us. So welcome to episode 99.1.
99.99.
We'll actually have another 100 episodes before we get to
we do a double 100th episode treat. 100.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, Simon, what is the second short order?
the second thing I need you to do, Hamish, is to tell everyone about our wonderful partners.
Okay, dokie. Right, we have 3 awesome partners, starting off with Thistle Tavern, a Scottish single seller from the Aberdeens. They provide lots of singles online for lots of variety of different card games, but of course, you got to get your flesh and blood from there. If you're a Push the Point patron, you get 10% off all your orders for singles. And if you didn't know, they have a store over in Aberdeen. So if you're down that area, check them out. They've been on the TV. So you got to go. You got to go.
When were they on the TV?
They're on Scottish BBC.
I need to see this clip now.
Yeah, they're on there. They're on there. Anyway, so yeah, no, they're there. Ask Andrew. Ask Andrew on the Patreon Discord.
Next time I see him, I'll be like, Andrew,
he was on TV. Yeah. I saw it. I think I saw it on Twitter. Anyway, so go check them out. This is just for singles only, but you can buy a sealed product from them as well. But the Push Point discount only works on singles. We've also got Metal Fab Tokens, which is an awesome token provider for, again, lots of variety of different card games. And they basically just do tokens that are made of real cool, solid, detailed metal. And yeah, you can go pick up the stuff from him on the website on the link below. And we do have a very limited amount of stuff now in the UK because a lot of stuff went during the Pro Tour London. So if you want to do that, click on the UK tab. And if you're from the UK or Europe, you can get a much cheaper prices for postage. So yeah, you can check them out on that. And then we've also got PCG Premium. I'm really sorry. Everyone's gonna turn around and have a pop, and I get this wrong every time because the banner's right there, right? Yeah, Premier Card-Graded, but I haven't got it on there. It's on Adobe Edit. If you're editing, you know. Anyway, Premier Card Grading, a grading company that grades all your cards. You may have seen some of our shorts. I've graded my Viserai anime version card, and I've got you'll have to find out what the grade was. But yeah, the UK have got an office, so if you want to get your cards graded at a discount, we provide a discount through our patronage. So there you go. 3 awesome partners doing 3 awesome, amazing things. And we're just so blessed to have all of them support us. And also, really, massive, massive, massive thank you to every one of our patrons. We've had quite a few jump in new recently. And it's just humbling to feel the love and support from everyone who wants to give us just a little bit of money. And yeah, there's just all these amazing, discounts that you can get for it. So we've always said it's a no-brainer. You do save a lot of money if you're going to get some flesh and blood stuff. So there you go.
It's been really nice to see so many new patrons joining. It's been great.
It allows us to do things like the 6-pack giveaways, and I mean we've had a couple of people open the Hunted and get shelters now. We've had a couple of people over the years get legendaries, big majestics, even a fabled or 2, and it just feels good when you see people getting that back from their Patreon fee. But it also allows us to do things like the bespoke artwork from Mateus on the mats that we've had for
Christ, Simon, that was 3 years ago. That's a long time ago.
Well, we still got it.
But it's true.
We still wouldn't have been able to do it.
We own that artwork. Like that is amazing, and it allows us to give out dice to players that we get to play at big events like the Pro Tour London
and the hats. Remember when we did the hats?
Yeah,
and I wear it every goddamn day.
My favourite parts of this was receiving things from other people, and one of my favourite parts is sitting down opposite a player at a big event and just going, here you go, have a dice, have a token, have a resource counter. Like, just being able to say, this is just a gift to you.
Yeah, these Metal Fab Token resource
they went
tokens,
down really well.
Yeah. Turns out, Brandon, you were right. The pint one was definitely a very good idea, and I apologise for you just spending all that money to make this gem. Everyone went, what's that?
Yeah,
I like the pint though. I was like, oh, okay. Turns out you're right.
I like the pint.
Yeah, everyone wants
the pint. It's the one I use myself. I think, and also just we really appreciate all the support recently. It's been great, and thanks everyone for joining. And we always try and give as much back to the community that we can, because try, whatever if we come up with ideas, it's nice to be able to have a little bit of resource that we can draw on.
I'm
'Cause
going
I
to
think
put you
back in the
guys on the
early
spot.
days, yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to put you guys on the spot a bit because I love doing these 6-pack giveaways, right? You know when we get a box and you get a treasure pack in it? We've got to give that out, right?
Well, we give the packs out of the box, so yeah, we'd give those ones away.
But I don't know how it will work. We'll see.
Are you saying are we giving away our personal gold packs?
No.
Because we're getting into Hamish giving away his car keys territory again when we
there was a bonus.
But yeah, totally.
There was a bonus to the first person to win out of that box.
No. I think we should do something special with them.
Yeah.
So, in case anyone's wondering, basically what we do is we buy a case, and then we keep some product for ourselves, and then we use some of the product for the 6-pack giveaways. So what Hamish is saying is like, obviously now when we'd open a box, split it up into 4 envelopes, there'd also be a gold envelope as part of that. So essentially, yes, we definitely give that away. But it's just thinking what's the best way to do that. But it's a good question, Hamish, about how we could do that.
Oh, I got a cool idea. Simon, when you put them all out, one of the packs is going to have the golden pack. Seal it, shuffle. And then you're just going to grab and go.
So one person could win 6 packs and a gold as like random.
As in, cool. What? Just unseal one of the packs and put the treasure card in it?
No.
So let's just say you got, I don't know how many envelopes a box would contain. Okay, so 4. Okay, so 4 envelopes, and then you get one golden pack. Put it into one of those envelopes, right? And then you seal it all, and you just put that away, and you're just gonna grab and slap, send. And you don't know. Right. No one knows.
So one patron is going to get 7 packs in there, like a 6 packs and a golden. All right.
Yeah.
Or we can
if we're going to do that, maybe we'll do a reset. We'll do a reset as well.
Yeah.
We'll
have a chat about this before we.
Sorry, Trent was coming up with anything meaningful, and here's me just. This is how we work. This is how our podcast works.
Yeah.
We just.
If you have any ideas, we'd appreciate it as well.
I mean, the other alternative is that one person wins it. We just do instead of the 6-pack. We got a gold pack and go. You win that.
Or we just keep them.
We're keeping it all.
We're having
them. Okay, Simon.
Right.
What was your third? Yeah, sorry. They're not sure, are they?
So. We have been talking already about the UK Games Expo coming up at the end of May, beginning of June in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Are you two are going?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm definitely. I'm going on. I'm going to go on the Saturday for sure.
I think it was Hamish was saying. Essentially, I wasn't sure because it's a long way for me to go to Birmingham, but there was a couple of things that I think persuaded me. Which was, firstly, I've never been to UK Games Expo, and you guys were like, if you've never been, you should definitely go.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm not sure why I've not been. I mean, I actually, to be honest, I never knew about UK Games Expo until I got playing Flesh and Blood.
Yeah.
And everyone just was saying, oh, I can't do tournament this weekend, UK Games Expo is on, or like, blah, blah, blah. It was just like, it was literally in people's calendars, like the year in advance kind of thing. The dates are always booked out on people's calendars, and I've really got into like RPGs and I'm not the biggest board game person in the world, but I'm really into RPGs and tabletop RPGs, I should say, and there's a big scene for that there. And the second thing was like, if you actually look at what is happening in terms of like Flesh and Blood content, it's kind of like it's probably like the second biggest Flesh and Blood event in the UK this year. Obviously the Pro Tour is the biggest event, but then there's this event taking place like a month later, and there's so much Flesh and Blood content. I don't think I realized like how hard LSS is going for UK Games Expo, and I was like, oh, this is like, if there was a
take you back.
Yeah, I was there.
I want to take you back about 3 years now, and Hamish was there on the ground. I didn't make it, but 3 years ago at UK Games Expo in the UK, obviously in Birmingham, NEC, there was a dedicated band of Flesh and Blood players who I think you turned up with how many?
Well, no, look, Shout out to a chap who's moved on from Flesh and Blood now, and he did. Adam East put out. He bought his store and he brought Flesh and Blood. He spoke to LSS. They hand him out tons and tons of IRA decks and some Monarch promo stuff, and just ran some learn to play events. And he created a very local scene of learn how to play Flesh and Blood, and we had queues of people coming out. It was not official. It was community homegrown.
There was no booth. There was no like banners or anything. It was just
he had his store there. He rented out the store there, and he had loads of Flesh and Blood. So fair play. That was very good.
If you look at how that's grown, last year, Living Realms were there as the official Flesh and Blood. LSS had a presence at UK Games Expo, I think, for the first time.
Officially,
because of their change in stance and conventions and their expansion throughout the world. They now have a convention manager called Alex Watkins, a big gaming name here in the UK. And last year was the massive event that introduced the Blaze promo to the world. Mm-hmm. So we had Blaze promos at the UK Games Expo for different events. LSS are taking it one step higher this year.
Yeah.
All right. So this year at UK Games Expo, not only are there going to be super armories, sealed super armories for high seas on the weekend of pre-release.
Yeah.
Not only is there going to be a pre-release on the Saturday and a pre-release on the Sunday.
And not only is there a draft for high seas on a Friday, a Saturday and a Sunday. Yeah. And
there's going to be a ProQuest Plus
right
on the Saturday, right? This is a ProQuest Plus. There is a gold foil for first place. There are PTIs for
first and second place. Just the first.
First place. And promo the convention promo for this year, or for this early part of the year, is a rainbow foil Marlin young and a rainbow foil Puffin young.
Yeah,
this is going to be one of the first conventions that you can get these at.
Yeah,
and this is brand new for anything Flesh and Blood. Starting from High Seas, you are going to be able to buy High Seas display boxes and High Seas Gravy Bones Armory decks at pre-release, at the event at UK Games Expo. You can walk away with product in your hand.
And I think what makes that bit even more, I'd like to call this, it's the super pre-release, right? Get, and all of these are going to happen at the same time as stores running the pre-releases at their events, right?
Absolutely.
And absolutely, people should be going to their locals, because for a trip, and people who live further down in the east, further down in the north, it's a trek, okay? But if you can and you want to go and actually spend that time to go into UK Games Expo, it is not so. Like when it comes to the pre-release for this set, I actually thinking about it, where else in the world are you going to get a pre-release this heavy on the paint, with all the drafts, all the sealed events, all the super armories, and the ProQuest Plus, and they're just going to have stock to be able to fulfill. Do you know what I mean? When you go to a pre-release, they're going to sell some stuff, but there's a limit. There, you're just like, okay, we're going to get it. We're going to get all this stuff. So you got all that going on, as well as just all the other amazing stuff that goes on at UK Games Expo. Like Trip wants to go and have a look at some RPG stuff. I'm going to go and see some, some cool sick board games. And they usually have some talks from game developers from lots of other games that are there, that are running alongside it as well. And then just so much Flesh and Blood. Like, if you're a Flesh and Blood fan, and if you play Flesh and Blood, let's be real, you probably play other games, right? You play other board games. So it's just a massive celebration of the UK of coming together to play great games. It's the epitome of that. So,
and as Trip says, this is the second major event within a month, like
Yeah.
or within 2 months. I get the feeling that not only is Flesh and Blood growing, but they are happy to be in the UK. They're excited to be expanding in the UK and Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Like this isn't just Flesh and Blood and LSS turning up at the UK Games Expo. They are the tournament hall sponsor in the event, like in the whole event.
Yeah, that's a I didn't expect that. Yeah, I didn't expect that yet. And the fact they just went in and lent in, you're like, oh, this is sick. And I actually think that's going to be huge because for a lot of people in the UK Games Expo it was always a big deal for tournament going, right? And I do hope that they kind of expand that into a battle harden next time.
Yeah.
Because
Might be.
I think that's
all of
the thing,
us,
Hamish, is like I think if the community shows that like this is an event that we're excited about and kind of sees this for what this is, which is almost like a mini battle hardened or like about like it's almost a bit different in a way. It's almost like it's quite similar in a way to like the world premiere kind of thing for high seas. Obviously, it's not the world premiere. That's a different event. But in the way you're going to be engaged so much in sealed and being able to open the new set before official release, it's got that same kind of vibe. But I think that's the next like potential step, right? Is that it could become even bigger as people start to pick up on like what this event can be and it's a big UK institution and like I think it was really interesting how much LSS was investing like efforts and semi-exclusives into the US like convention. And I think from a UK perspective it's really interesting to see that like we also have possibly an equivalent to that for the future. Like obviously a lot of the stuff that was announced at Pro Tour was very focused on things. I think it was like Gen Con, right? Like there's going to be stuff at Gen Con, there's going to be stuff that you can engage with, obviously not available to everybody, but really exciting that there's a potential equivalent to that in the UK that LSS is clearly looking at and potentially interested in. And this, if we see this event really take off in popularity, we could start to see a similar thing where that becomes like our equivalent of where LSS can go out. Hey, can you imagine if they like did one of these like project, what is it called, this new
Project
format
Blue.
that's like Project Blue, like a Project Blue like alpha or beta event at like UK Games Expo next year or something, like it just gives them another avenue that's not a calling or battle hardened to push stuff. And like I've always been a big fan of the kind of like Festival of Fab kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's you could have a sort of just run drafts all day, run side events right all day, learn to play stuff. That's really cool. So yeah, I think I'm really excited to see what it's like UK Games Expo in general and how the tournament goes. But I think like if the community supports it and LSS continues to support it, I feel like LSS is putting a lot of effort into it, and it's great to see. And like I hope that we can push it ourselves and see how it goes, and maybe it will turn into something even bigger in the future.
Yeah, 100%. As well as all of these events going on at the same time, if you've listened to this podcast and you've got a friend that you know is going to the UK Games Expo, but they haven't actually played Flesh and Blood, 100%, you've got this amazing looking learn to play booth that they've got. And I even just said, and I said this last year, that my brother, who you remember Ferg, you guys know Ferg. Anyway, my brother Ferg used to play a lot of Flesh and Blood. He sort of dipped out for a bit. His family's expanded in a way. And then he came over to the UK Games Expo and he looked around and he saw Lorcana and he saw Star Wars and stuff. My brother's a little bit critical. He's a bit like, looks all right. And he actually messaged me and went, I just saw Flesh and Blood. Man, that actually looks really good. And it takes a lot. I thought it takes a lot for you to say it's very good. He went, it just stood out. It just stood out. It definitely felt professional. It felt official. It felt like, when you see, I don't know, you guys will see when you come to UK Games Expo. You just see when people really want to go.
What am I trying to say? Whoever came to London Pro Tour will have seen the booth that they use. Like that, the learn to play booth that was at the entrance to the hall in the XL is what they're going to be. I'm pretty sure they're going to be taking that to the NEC for Birmingham. So it's such a pro-looking outfit. Like it's colourful, it's themed, it's striking, and they've got plenty of space to go and learn to play events. So
and they do some real cool stuff as well. When they did this last year at part of the Misfell, you do a learn to play, and if you actually capture, like if you find and play 2 other learn to play people, you mark off this card, and once you've fully marked off this card, you can get an additional like hero blitz pack, and if you carry on doing it anymore, you get like the whole starter pack thing. It was almost like a quest when you were starting off as it was so cool.
I don't know
I don't know what they're going to do this time around.
The Games Expo, but I do know they are having learn to play events for new players, and the entry fee to that is free with the purchase of a first strike deck. So if you're going to go and learn to play, all you have to do is buy a first strike deck, and you get free entry into an event.
Yeah.
And also just to say, at the Pro Tour London, if you did the thing that Hamish is talking about, you got a cold foil version of one of the unique equipment pieces, which is in the first strike deck. Nice. So either the Terra arms or the Aurora arms in cold foil, which I think it's like the Zap Crackers or
I can't remember. I actually don't know what's in the first.
It's basically it's a really nice looking card.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's pretty spicy.
And
they were giving away other promos at the Pro Tour London.
The extended out trot alongs.
Like we don't know what they're gonna do this time, but just to say, they're really nice cards. They're the extended art. They had extended art, trot along, and the put into context, and the
can't remember
nip of the heels.
I just saw trot along. I went, ooh.
Which are 3 really interesting cards, like in terms of like playability. Like actually, some of the most powerful kind of like.
Oh, it's trot along. That was it.
I know. Well, actually, the put into context is actually kind of insane when you think, like, obviously it only blocks 3 base power or less, but having a blue defense reroute that blocks for 3 from Arsenal is kind of nuts. Like, and it's in any deck really. And actually, there's a lot of things do have base power 3, and I found those cards really interesting, and I think LSS got a lot of Shelter for the Storm being like majestic sink below, but actually I think if you look at some of the commons and rares in the Hunted, there's actually some really powerful. I think it's one of the most powerful common and rare sets that we've had, and I think Shelter kind of distracted from that a little bit with things like pick up sticks and this suite of cards and Sound the Alarm and some of these really interesting cards that they've printed. So this is completely off topic, but I just made me think about it. So I was just want to say
before we leave the UK Games Expo piece, as I said already, this is going to be your first chance in the world to get hold of the Puffin and Marlin Young Rainbow Foil convention promos. So that's amazing as it is.
Yeah, they're kind of cool. But I think they are interesting. I think Hamish was. I really want to like push what Hamish was saying, which is like this is kind of like a mega pre-release. I think if you're an established Flesh and Blood player, like these promos are kind of like an added bonus. But actually, I think pre-releases are kind of one of the hypest Flesh and Blood things you can go to if you're a new player. Oh, maybe not a new player, but like if you've been dabbling, if you've been trying a little bit online or trying, gone to the occasional armory, I really feel like a pre-release is where you really capture your love of the game. And this is kind of like a massive pre-release. So like that'll be really cool to do. So I think, the promos are cool.
Because they also have the Super Armory trip, there'll also be one of the first times you can get your hand on Gem Pack Season 2.
Yes.
That's pretty gas.
Yeah, Gem Pack 2 is pretty hyped, to be honest. The Gem Packs have been pretty good.
That literally releases the week before at the world premiere in Taipei, and then the UK has it at the UK Games Expo the next week.
Cool.
Yeah, that is hype. I do like Gem Packs, I will admit.
They are a good move. Like they seem to have helped armories no end.
All right. So, guys, thank you so much. We will probably jump back into the UK Games Expo for the next episode, just to sort of get you hyped up, getting you hyped up for it. But let's talk a bit now. We have talked about Flesh and Blood. No home news, no nothing. All good. Now, let's get on to the actual Flesh and Blood.
We're not doing home
Juice.
news.
No.
Should we do home news as a bit of a break?
No, it's
I feel like
35.
we
No,
should
no,
do
it's
home
35 minutes in.
People will be really disappointed if we don't do home news.
I think we should do a little bit of home news because.
Then the
Are you guys
universal
up for a long
feedback-
episode then?
The universal
not a long
feedback that
episode.
we got from the
It's
pod
just
from Pro Tour was
a
that
little bit
people
of-
Sorry, everyone.
they love.
You must live in a
they love the
parallel
banter.
universe.
They love the banter.
All
I feel
right,
like we
no,
can't
no.
not, we
All
can't
right,
go back
fine.
years of, I've
Hamish.
not got much to say.
All right.
Do you have any home news?
Do I have
Keep it
any
short.
home news? Oh, yeah, maybe. I've been playing a lot of
I've always
Stardew.
got home news.
All right, okay.
Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah. sick.
All right.
Great game.
Apologies.
Video game home news because mine's video game related as well. So
Okay.
that's good.
All right. I pre-ordered Switch 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I sold a lot of my Fab collection at Pro Tour London
Just to pay for that.
that. And I got change. Let's just say that. And then Faye just said, "Should we do a game tonight?" I went, "Yeah, all right, okay. What are you thinking? Let's play some Stardew Valley." And I went,
Oh, I love Stardew Valley.
"Bro, I ripped into my friend
Have
Mikey."
we talked about Stardew
No,
Valley
let's
on the
not
podcast
because this is a
before?
short.
Trip is big on Stardew Valley.
I've got some hot takes if you want me to.
Trip
do
got
some
me on
takes.
Stardew
Guys,
Valley,
should we stream a Stardew Valley push the point?
Oh my god!
Should we have a push the point farm?
Should we have a push the point?
You realise
farm?
I would be that's the happiest I've ever been on this podcast. You say that.
No, we stream push the point. And maybe we should just do push the point podcast, but we're just playing Stardew Valley.
You've
What do you
never
play
said
on?
anything where I've been, I would say more than like 60%, and that is like full 90%.
Well, it's not even 100. Well,
I'm
that's
on-
actually good for you.
Well,
Emmy right now.
If
Trip,
you
what
haven't-
do you
if you
play
said
on?
to me- if
Trip's
you
like,
said, Dan, do you want to do push the point plays Baldur's Gate 3? I'd be like, I'd be off the chain, man. I would just be.
I would.
That explode.
No, okay.
That would be so funny. But no, we could do a bit of Stardew Valley, man.
Right, okay, let me just say this. I ripped into Mikey because I said, "Stardew Valley, man, how old are you?" I know. I had no idea. Look, I had no idea. I knew basically. I knew it was Terraria, Minecraft, Animal Crossing esque.
You didn't know what you didn't know.
I knew it, but I just thought I know the gig. I'm fine. And then Faye said, "Let's just play." And I went, "Okay, it's split screen co-op on the Switch. This is cool." I am obsessed now.
Oh, tell me about it.
I cannot stop.
You have to go in deep at the beginning.
Bro, I can't stop. All I do now is once Freya goes
You
to
go down
bed,
the mines.
I don't. Right,
Or
so
do
I don't
you-
do. So I don't. Sorry, everyone. This is
You
now
don't
turned
like
into
the
a
mines.
Stardew Valley. Can we
Ideas,
just forego home news and just talk about Stardew Valley?
No, I got games. I got games to talk about.
All right. Okay. Well, let's.
All right.
Okay. Fine.
Stardew
I'm
Valley.
gonna. I've been playing Stardew Valley.
Let's do it.
I'm obsessed. Trip, what's your home
Let's
news?
Are you on the Switch as well, Trip?
What?
Are you on the
I've got
Switch
it.
and PC?
I've got it on everything. I've got it.
Trip's got multiple copies.
No, I do. I have it on Switch.
Okay.
I have it on Xbox, on Game Pass. Actually, I don't think it's even on Game Pass. I think I own it on Xbox, and I've got it on
own it.
PC.
Right.
It's a great game.
What
It
was
is the most stressful game. People say it comes
Yeah.
up as people like, "Oh, number one cozy game."
It's so calming.
It's not
No.
cozy.
It's not
at
cozy.
all. It is a race against. It's capitalism distilled into a very short time period. It disguises itself. It's like, oh, it's farming. It's cute. It's not. It's all about money.
Yeah.
I have to force myself to not play to make as much money as possible. And then
I so
Blueberry season
immediately-
comes around, and I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm dying of exhaustion every day just to water
Yes.
these damn blueberries.
Yeah.
What, you mean
Because they
grapes?
Man, you got to set up your irrigation.
What
That's
about what you mean the
Hey,
grapes?
Oh no, blueberries, mate.
What?
Wait
Where'd you
till
get
play.
blueberries? What?
Blueberries is summer. Cranberries, dude. Blueberries into cranberries is backbreaking.
I've done
Strawberries,
cranberries. Is,
winter,
cranberries,
and you're-
let's go.
cranberries is easy.
you go into winter and you're just happy for a break from
Yeah, man.
just
Well, no, the whole thing.
constant watering.
I haven't hit winter yet. So basically I'm in fall. I'm in year one. I'm in fall.
No, it's cranberry time.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've been slamming cranberries, right? But I've also
Yeah,
been
cranberries.
very, very aware that I need to build up a lot of hay. I need to get these animals well fed
Oh,
because the
yeah.
winter season is.
Yeah.
I've got to rely on the animals to keep the money flowing
Mm-hmm.
because there's nothing really to
Get
grow.
down that mine, man. Get down the mine.
Well, we're trying to get anyway. I'm not. This conversation, like Stardew Valley, is a mine of
cheese
depth.
is the way.
Cheese
you
is
can eat it, you can sell it. Oh, it's
bro.
great.
Cheese is king. Right,
Okay.
Trip. What is your home news?
My home news is what have I been doing? Not much. I wanted to say, I know it's a bit of a meme that everyone talks about how great this game is, but
What?
if you haven't played Expedition 33,
I've not played it. I've heard so much about it,
bro.
It's genuinely the like
better than Stardew Valley.
It's better than Stardew Valley.
What?
It's actually incredible. It's actually like the best game.
Better than Baldur's Gate 3.
It's better in different ways.
No, okay, Chip. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it. Better than Bloodborne.
It's not better than Bloodborne.
No, good. Nothing's better than Bloodborne.
It's a very different game. It's such a good game because it came out of nowhere, and I was just like, I'll give it a go because everyone says it's really good and it's incredible.
What is it?
So I just it's a turn-based RPG.
Yeah.
Story. Don't read anything about the story. Just go play the prologue, and if the concept gets you, just go with it because the story is great. It's really good. It's not got a similar plot to, but if you really liked Final Fantasy VI, you would really like this game. It's got very similar vibes to Final Fantasy VI in terms of like, I just think it's similar. And apparently the guy who made it was very inspired by Final Fantasy, but it's also got a really good. The story is great, but the turn-based combat is also very satisfying in terms it has the what I think of as the Paper Mario mechanic. No, the Mario and Luigi RPG mechanic of when they attack you, you can dodge and parry. So you can dodge the attacks, or riskier, you can parry the attacks. And there's windows for dodges and parries, which makes it very enjoyable and satisfying to play. So very much recommend it. It's free on Game Pass. Just play the prologue, and if you're like, man, this concept is very cool. It's got like an apocalyptic concept. Very cool. So I recommend it. Everyone should play prologue, and if you think it's interesting, just keep playing. I think it's great. Okay. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, playing that game.
Right.
Fantastic game.
Simon, quickly, what is your home news?
I've got two things this week.
It's not quick.
I've just finished a book. It's the first physical book I've read in a while called Children of Time. Now, if you haven't read Children of Time, you should go and read it. Like sci-fi, futuristic, post-apocalyptic, dystopian future. Like, it was great. Apparently, I've just found out it's part of a 3-book series, so I need to go and find the others now. But Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky, a UK-based author, sci-fi. Good, go for it.
Cool.
The second piece of home news, I've got a new D&D group, and I've just rolled a new character. Triple enjoy this one. I've got a bard called Lucius McCringlebury.
Nice.
That's a good name.
He's now level 4, and we
what's
had
your subclass?
College of Law.
Nice.
And he's
damn, if you played Baldur's Gate 3, you'd understand all these.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go there. Look, I'm gonna go there and say that D&D blows.
Oh,
right.
So,
do you know why?
Say, you can't hold that opinion. I'm not saying that opinion is incorrect. Just to be clear.
Okay. Why don't you let me finish?
You're not allowed to hold that opinion
without having played it.
I have. I have
you played any other RPG?
Yes, I've run them.
Oh, what one have you played?
I've ran and played Wild Seas, Vampire the Masquerade, and
okay, no, you're allowed to have that opinion then.
D&D blows. So, do you know why? D&D is it doesn't blow. It doesn't blow. It doesn't blow in the fact that like it's just old. It's too old now. It's Magic the Gathering. It's Warhammer. It was amazing.
It's the popular one.
No, it's the popular one, of course, but it was the one that set the trend back in the 80s, 90s, right? That everyone holds everything to it, and everything is built upon it. But it is a Nintendo 64.
Oh, what, one of the best consoles of all time?
Yeah,
I mean, you're not making the right.
But
analogy.
With some of the best games of all time.
yeah, sure, yeah.
That
100%.
we still play today and still say those are
Yeah.
some of the best games of all time.
Yeah, because we all play the N64 all the time.
So the only other RPG I've played is Edge of the Empire, Star Wars Edge of the Empire.
Oh, I'd
which
love to
has
play
its-
Edge of Empire.
It was fun. It has its ups and downs, but it's dice again in a different way.
I don't want to start. I just didn't want to just sort of just. I kind of just wanted to throw in. I suppose someone's gonna. I'm being controversial
you
for
are
the sake
right,
of
you
it.
are right.
It's just aged, and I just think that like it's almost like just going, why play
fine.
Flesh and Blood when I can play Magic? And nothing wrong with Magic. It's not why play anything else other than 40k. Yeah, you're right.
So
No, it's very good, but and it's very well
Indeed, no,
supported.
I don't think D&D is very good. I think D&D helps you play with new players because there's so much cultural context to it where like people are aware of the game, and that goes a long way in getting people to understand the basics.
He's pulling his head
And
up.
like
No,
but it's definitely
no,
not the
he's not
best.
wrong. No, he's not wrong.
No.
I just think that
No, I'm just saying it was meant to be a short.
yeah, you're right.
short
I know. But I thought this would be
We
quite
should play
fun.
some. Well, once we're done with Stardew Valley, we should do RPG, stream RPG as well.
Well, I know,
Not that we'll
but what my concept of the Stardew Valley is that we will pretend, just like we do with the podcast, that we talk about Flesh and Blood, and
No,
we got to
should
talk
do it
about
in
Flesh and
two-
Blood and go. Oh, actually, we should actually name our characters after the Flesh and Blood. Like I'm Reinar.
I'm just gonna say we'll play until someone rage quits because I think we will lose our minds so quickly if we play Stardew Valley together.
How many seasons will we get through? Place your bets now.
I think I'd go full troll as well. That would be fun.
Well, we'll see.
I'm gonna do
I'll tell you what,
only,
it's actually
fish only build.
fish only build.
Yeah, and I'll destroy any crops I find. That would be a fun one.
Okay, well, to be honest, I'm keen to have a go. So let's talk about.
Let's do it. Let's give it a go. Yeah.
We talk about some Flesh and Blood.
Let's talk about Flesh and
That was
Blood.
great.
Okay.
Hope everyone enjoyed. Sorry, everyone.
No, you're good.
We get universal feedback that people enjoy the.
band
People on
basically
Gardener's
enjoyed
Corner
the
as well, but I don't have much to.
I actually do have much, but I'm going to save
do
that
have
for
some
next.
Gardener's
I have
Corner
some
next
Gardener's
time.
Corner,
But
but
just
for
a quick
next time. No.
Quick little. Then I can put it in the title again that this episode contains Gardener's Corner. Like I did
God,
in the
I'm
last
so sorry, everyone.
So I've planted some cucumbers, some broccoli, some courgettes, some tayberry, some spinach. We had our first spinach crop the other day. Made a salad out of it. It was delicious.
Oh, wonderful! That's so good to hear.
In real life,
I had it with a
Stardew
barbecue
Valley.
that I did.
Yeah, what have you done, Hamish?
My strawberries are back. I've planted some marigolds, and
They'll never go away. You know that now.
what?
Strawberries.
No, they don't, and they're back with a vengeance. Marigolds, sunflowers, obviously back in season. We've got some wildflowers just to have a little fruity section.
Ooh, pretty.
Big daisies, I call them. They're just coloured.
Big what?
Big daisies. What?
Oh,
And then some other plants that Faye said they're pretty good for being in the shade. I don't know what they are, but they look cool and they're not dead yet. Oh, and I moved my tulips out of the way. The ones I brought from Amsterdam. Faye said, get rid, marigolds going there. And I went, absolutely not. So I kind of found a little nook in these bushes.
Okay.
And I've just put them there. And I'm just saying, look, this is the Hunger Games for you guys. If you can survive, then
Wow.
you get to live, but you're on your own. I'm watering you, and that is it. I don't know if sunlight appears in your area, but we'll see what these tulips can do. They might come back as like mutants. Anyway, so
amazing.
there you go. That's my gardener's corner. All right, flesh and bloody blood. Right, so that's pretty good. Flesh and bloody blood. Aurora, bro.
Oh, what's happening?
You know when
I
we were
just
talking
started to
about
get
first
good at
strike
that
decks, I was sitting there going, I don't
LeMayo
think,
even.
don't.
She's still legal in Blitz, man.
Yeah, it's still good in Blitz.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can get to
No.
Blitz
No.
season,
Just
which
don't buy
is
the army.
LeMayo.
yeah, okay.
It's great.
It's kind of
Living Legend is working as intended. So
I feel like Aurora
did you see the hot take that I posted in the main UK Discord about Living Legend?
Not at all.
I said that, and I'd be really interested to hear your views on this. Like, obviously, there'd need to be a recalibration of points if this was to happen, but I don't think that Road to Nationals and ProQuest qualifiers should award Living Legend points. I think only what
No,
Nationals, Battle
no,
Hardened, Calling, Pro Tour, and World Championship should have all.
I don't agree.
Why?
Because I really love the fact that Road to Nationals and ProQuests are the main driving force to the Living Legend points, because I really feel like that is what the community are truly speaking about, what is dictating the ebb and flow of the meta more so than the callings, that we know full well as UK players that, or just Europe and the rest. It's basically, would you want America's callings and battle hardens to dictate our armories, or do we want?
Well, they kind of do already, right?
No, they don't. No, they don't.
There's
They
so
really
many
don't.
of them.
No, our ProQuest and
I
RTNs
think
really do.
I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting because if you
I
think
like
about
the
like what
move
Living
towards
Legend
having
is,
a set number of points.
I feel like the
Okay,
RTNs and ProQuest, like the Living Legend system and RTNs and ProQuests, are very much hand in hand. Like, the invites are kind of almost. I think the invites are secondary. I think the RTN and ProQuest season is all about the Living Legend
engine for the Living
Legend.
It
is the core engine of it all. The callings and the battle hardens are little bumpers that you go, oh,
well, they're spikes. They are spikes.
Yeah, they're little bumps.
And if you win one, you add quite a decent chunk. But
1,500 ProQuest, but is that just floors. That floors a world championship. And that's one.
But is that part of the problem, though?
Maybe the point. Yeah, fair enough. You could say the points are too high.
Because that's essentially what I'm saying. Is that I feel like Living Legend it's about what are the legendary heroes of Fab, and I feel like the legendary heroes of Fab are the ones that win the biggest tournaments, and I feel like it aligns really nicely if the only way a hero is removed from the game, obviously ignoring Living Legend format, the only way a hero is removed from the game is they have to win the biggest events in Fab, right?
Are you basically? I know what you're trying to say. It's almost as like, okay, so Enigma and Zen have unlocked the key to be granted. If they win a battle harden or a calling, then that's almost like the boss mode. But it is kind of cool. It's kind of like romantic. But the practicality of it is that it will never happen. There'll be so many people with the key to leave, and they just simply won't, because the meta won't be their time. Zen would still be here, for example.
But that's kind of fine.
And then we just got bloating with heroes. Whereas I think,
I guess I guess it would lead to much greater hero bloat. So that is a big downside. But I think it's interesting as like,
it's a bit of a self-correcting system, though, right? So when a hero outpaces every other hero in the meta, they go quickly. Like Starvo went quickly because he was just clearly overpowered compared to the rest of the meta at the time.
It's very interesting.
And it's a self-correcting system. So if there is a good, stable meta where there are 2, 3, 4 heroes vying for the top spot, then they stick around.
What if? Okay, just one more.
All right. Yeah,
what if there's no points at all?
Right.
No points at all.
Yeah.
If a hero wins a Pro Tour or Worlds, they're gone.
No.
No. Immediately on Pro.
No. Did you know? But remember back in the day?
Like a 1 year grace period.
Do you remember back in the day when ProQuest were about how many wins the hero got, and it needed to reach 100 wins?
10 events.
Was it 10 events?
It needed 10 big events. It needed to win.
Yeah, it was no points. It was just win 10 big. It used to be when we started.
The first Living Legend system was they had to win 10 like tier 3 or above events.
Oh, I believe you, because I do not remember this at all.
Yeah, that was the very first implementation, but there was only Crucible of War, and it was COVID. No, but it was COVID.
Because that's basically what I'm saying with no RTNs and ProQuest. I'm basically saying like you got to win.
I don't
want two Pro Tours and a calling and you're out kind of thing.
I fundamentally would say no. If you said to me like I'm on the hardball no. Like I think RTNs and ProQuests are the engine, and the community like coming together to sort of say this is what's happening. And let's be real, RTNs and ProQuest really do kind of drive the narrative, and they're one of the most exciting bits about the whole thing. No one cares who wins.
Can I have one last hot take?
Sorry, who the winners? We do care.
Can I have one more hot take before I'm done? Which is the hottest of all takes, which is actually I think everything's fine. And Aurora probably should have.
Such a troll.
Okay, so so here's my two things about Aurora.
We have to before you do that, Hamish, because we have talked about this, and I get points from both of you, but we've talked about the local meta. The RTN ProQuest meta is often very different from the international Pro Tour calling meta.
Yeah,
you know, like
it isn't. It is and it isn't. People just kind of bring more of the fun. People bring more funky decks, but let's be real. The good players will bring the decks they would have took to a Pro Tour.
Yeah. So, but you'll probably see characters or heroes, should I say, take points from RTNs and ProQuest that they wouldn't have a hope in hell of taking at a higher level. You know, so it keeps the whole thing ticking over, not just the top heroes, but also some of the lesser heroes. Anyway.
Our biggest, I think. Here's the two weird things that come about with Aurora Living Legend in, right? Now, Zen and Enigma are gone. Absolutely no one shot because they're very good. Aurora, I honestly felt like she has kind of maybe I got this like the numbers and the maths a little bit wrong, but she has rapidly outpaced the strong, broken MST heroes we all keep bleating on about.
100%.
She is... I think Starva's the fastest. Bro, she is like the second fastest
in Rosetta.
Yeah.
And she's got like
one set out.
A set later than MST, and one set release and she's gone.
Yeah, one set release and she's gone. That's nuts.
The Living Legend deck has been legal to play for less than 2 months.
Her
armory deck.
Her armory deck.
Armory deck, my bad.
All of this would not. So this is, and that's the second thing. I think it's so she's been unsung. I know she has been sung. Don't get me wrong, but she was kind of like, oh, Viscero's gone. Oh, hello, Aurora. And just went. She was not like a big. She was good, but not a big deal. And even now, people still think she
won a lot early on.
Yeah, 100%. She was just kind of low key. Did just wiggle away. No one would care. We'd all be fine with this. But the armory deck.
That's what's caused
the armory deck is kind of a bit of a okay, because
it's a bit feels bad.
It really does. It really does a bit of it. It feels bad. Bit of me kind of goes. It's really hard, isn't it? And I put this out on I put this out on Twitter.
I think it's easy.
Oh,
I think LSS can fix this problem by they just print another lightning rune blade. Problem goes away. So
no, but LSS, if they did, does that feel good?
No. Now you can buy up every single lightning rune blade card right now for mega cheap. And I think if I was a betting man, which I am because I've bought all those cards, is that LSS will look at the situation and be like, well, we got to print another lightning rune blade as soon as possible because it's a bit of a feels bad, but LSS has complete control over this game. If they think that this is a rough deal, they have complete power to say, okay, it is a bit of a rough deal. There's nothing stopping us from printing, I can't remember what they call it, but the Jarl armory deck, the Armory Origins or whatever it is, where they print a new hero. I mean, hell, they could just print like Blaze, right? Like they brought Blaze out.
Yeah, I was going to say.
There's nothing stopping them from First Strike 2. Which is, Lightning Root Blade turns out pretty good hero for a learn to play deck. Print a new Aurora in some kind of CC version of First Strike.
I think you're right about the Ira promo. When they just turned around and went, see this season of Iras? Yeah. We're just gonna. Here's another Aurora.
Sorry that, and I wonder if I
with some bans,
if we'll see something sooner rather than later. Yeah, maybe some bans, and then maybe here you go, guys.
Do you think they'll talk about it in the ban and restricted announcement coming out soon?
Yeah,
I don't know.
They will, and I think there will be a hint. I think there will be a hint to say we recognize that a lot of people bought this product, and we want everyone to know, watch this space, because I think people sometimes get into this weird sort of mentality that like, oh, this is a disaster, and they kind of forget that LSS. I don't know if you guys know this, but LSS make the game. If they want to, they can make anything they want, and if they and I personally believe that LSS is pretty empathetic. And are pretty like, we're not going to screw you guys around. We recognize that this has not turned out exactly how we planned, but trust us. And I think in the past, trusting LSS has actually been pretty sensible thing to do. So
at least there's a precedent for it, right? At least we know that they will print multiple versions of one hero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It doesn't even have to be Aurora, right? They could be like, actually maybe the Aurora specs were too strong, and actually we decide.
Yeah. No, I think
Hey,
most. I'm just being like, who, the only people who should really care is LSS, right? The only thing that makes it a little bit awkward is when you want to tell someone about, like, these CC Armory decks have been quite massive in helping new players to jump into the game, and you just don't. For us, it's almost like a community. Like, even if you think LSS got the blemish, you feel like you got the blemish as well as the community to try and go, I want people to come and play the game, and then you just know someone else is going to go, oh, didn't you start a thing and then this came out and it got banned in whatever.
That's just what empathy is, right? Like, you care about.
100%.
You feel bad,
but you don't want people to have. But you don't want to give people a reason to dig on it, if that makes sense.
And I would say the Aurora Armory deck is probably one of the best Armory decks they've printed.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it helps you get to live in Legend.
Yeah.
All
right. But also a lot of the good cards in there are lightning cards.
Yeah.
It's not,
It's never a waste. Product. No, it's.
We've learned a lot of lessons from this, which is to not actually be like, okay, well.
It's funny
these cards
because
we're done, but they're not done if they don't say spec on them, and sometimes even if they do say spec on them,
spec works quite well for some other hero called Shiana as well. So,
Shiana, no, I think you're totally right, Trip. That it won't. It's clearly a thing, and LSS will clearly. I just don't want them to do the Zen Blitz Zen and went. Oh, sorry, everyone. That didn't happen. And you go, okay. No, that doesn't. I don't want.
Really
I don't want that
in CC.
That didn't happen. No, it did. Like, you could have, just like, because you make anything you want, you can just turn around and go, you see this ban and restriction announcement that we said we're going to do on the 19th of May? Yeah, it turns out we're just going to do whatever we want, just like we've always done. And we're just going to self-correct this because this is pretty strong for the ProQuest season. And happy days, see you later. I hope we can try and keep this product along for another year. But they didn't, because they went, no, we're leaving it. And it went out of the door. And I think they're going to turn around and go, let's do a different method other than removing cards.
Yeah.
And I think you're right, Trip. It would be really cool if they just go, Armory, end of the year, new Aurora.
New Aurora.
Get your classic constructed. Ability now costs 3
instead too.
I've got a little quiz for you, which is what some people. What happens if they just printed Aurora?
Blank hero.
Blank hero. Still be good? Yeah. No, it would. Totally would.
I think it still would.
Do you know how often do you see Aurora trigger?
It does matter. It really does.
Does
matter.
It? Yeah.
But
do you think she would still do pretty well?
It's so easy to fall into the trap of this game of being like, oh, it's a really. They do it like once or twice a game. Oh, it doesn't make it. It does.
No.
This game is such fine margins.
I get it.
It does make it. That's not what Hamish asked. Would it still be a viable hero?
Yeah.
Because it would be. Would it be a great hero? Say, would it be great or would it be good? Would it be good? Yeah. It would be great, man.
Okay. Here's my next little thing. That elemental heroes turns out to be pretty good because we've so far managed to get every elemental hero so far out of the door. And the only ones that are a little bit head scratchy. No, Florian's good. Florian's very good. Right? Florian's very good, and Florian will continue to be good. And...
I'm saying he's not out the door yet.
Though, no.
He's still around.
But you got to think, Oldham, Lexi, Briar, and we're going to ignore them because the Tales of Aria. Tales of Aria is a busted set, so let's move on from them. Icelander, gone.
Yeah.
Element. It turns out the lightning, earth, and ice cards.
They're pretty good.
Yeah. Tales of Aria doing its thing, even though I don't think Tales of Aria is actually doing anything for Aurora. But,
I think... I don't know that LSS thought this.
Actually, that's not true.
Whether they thought that Jarl would be a check for this kind of aggression, which clearly it wasn't. What I think I think the issue of Aurora is it didn't have a hard counter. Like it had counters and it had counterplay, but it didn't have a hard counter. And I think that could get through the Swiss. Obviously, there's probably a way of building something that would absolutely destroy Aurora.
Imagine if it had lightning ball trip when it went arc lightning, flicker wisp, ball lightning,
but
ball lightning.
More. I hate to say this.
Electromagnetic somersault is an incredible drug.
Yeah.
The
hero's gone. The hero's gone. We know the hero's gone.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I think LSS didn't print enough counterplay to this, which is ice. Which is non-guardian ice heroes. Basically, that's all I want to say. Is that a non-guardian ice hero is a really effective check. Basically, an ice hero that can work around illusionist is important to the game in the terms that it checks like super aggressive.
Bro, imagine you got an ice ninja.
Not ninja.
No, because that'd be
ice warrior, ice illusionist, ice illusionist, ice.
No. Ice illusionist would be hell.
Imagine Yeti hero. Whenever you intimidate, you create a frostbite.
Whenever you discard a card, give opponent a frostbite.
But I think ice is so important to this game. It's actually kind of nuts. And at the time, I hated Icelander. I could never beat Icelander. I hated it. But ice is so important to Clash of Clans, because without it, you get such efficient lists. If heroes are able to do that thing where they run four blues, the game is crazy. But as soon as you put that's why Risserai was so useful, because it's like, well, if I'm running no blues, and then
you know what I hear. I feel like Wintrip says that our ice heroes, they need to come back. That sounds like the guy that hasn't drank vodka on a night out for 2 years and has forgotten that. I remember when we used to do all this, and you're like, "Isn't this fun?" And you go,
"Myself,
no, it wasn't. You threw up everywhere, and you had a horrible time. It wasn't that good, but it corrected us."
All right,
you gotta have it.
All right, it's descended to chaos. It's a long one already.
No, it's not. It's not. This festival is only just getting started.
Should we do another home news?
Let's not. No, so Aurora's gone. I'm not that too crazy. This meta period between now and high seas, it matters for
nothing. It doesn't matter.
Well, no, the only thing that's kind of interesting now, once we find out which I'm pretty shocked if she wouldn't, because we're recording this on a Monday, so if Aurora's gone this week, I'm betting that she would be.
She's going to be gone, right?
Yeah, she's totally gone. What do these 2 weeks sort of do? I wonder if there's like a cheeky someone else just goes like, because there's a lot of people sitting on 800 now. No, I care. It's called a podcast trip.
It's like if you win the summer exhibition games as like a football team. Like, who cares? Like,
no,
we won all our games in New York and on the.
No, I meant for League of Legend points for those heroes. Living Legend, but not for for the LL points for the other heroes.
Dash is gonna finally get out.
No, she's never. I watched a Dash game.
This is the only time we could do it. Is right now is to get Dash.
I watched a Dash game play into Florian and Anu, and I went, "This is hopeless. It's so hopeless. It's unreal." He got fatigued out of the gate. What hero, and I'll end this, and everyone, you will not be listening to this bit because you've tuned off at Stardew Valley. But
no, that's when people locked in, man. They were like,
they tuned out on what beer are you drinking, Hamish? Right.
If you're still here, thank you.
Thank you. What hero do you want to see?
Because we know a lot of people can't change the channel because they listen to this podcast while they're doing other stuff. So.
Yeah. What hero?
Hamish, what
hero would you want to see? Like, what is your Aurora, Enigma, and Zen are gone. What we've got left? Who is the one that you go? Please, I can't wait for X to go. Do you know what mine is?
Go for it.
New.
Can I pick two?
Yeah, you can pick two.
New can go. I'm so done with New. I would have kept Zen and Enigma and threw New out the window.
Yeah, keep Enigma.
Enigma's
Zen needed to go. Zen was a mistake.
Zen, yeah, before book, Zen was a mistake.
It was just
okay.
There's nothing Zen about him. I've said this so many
times. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. New needs to go, and Azalea needs to go.
Nah, Azalea's great. I love Azalea.
Azalea's good fun, man.
No, it's so.
I say that now as the person who sits there after the third red in a ledger. Like, what the hell is going on?
It's just I know I like disruption, but there's something about 14 dominate on hit, get a blood rot token on hit, get an inertia token on hit, only have one action point.
Just
yeah,
block
get it. It's
just
horrible.
Block it. I know, but it's something about that way. It's kind of cool, but I think it's just almost like Viscerai now. Like, come on, we're done.
Nah, it's fun. Azalea's great.
Kano can go.
Kano should have gone like 20 years ago.
Kano. Although I actually think when James
White was a young man, he should have been like, man,
Kano was just kind of like some acid trip.
I've just got this feeling Kano should go.
Should they have waited for Kano to go before the book ban?
No. Kano, that would have been
Kano's
miserable.
Never going to go. He's just going to make everyone. He's just going to be there.
Do you know how boring that would have been to play that meta to go? Oh, Rosetta's came out. The books are still all here, everyone, and we just printed Floodgates and 20 more books, and everyone just goes wizard. Maybe that would have been a fun period of wizard battles, of watching everyone go yeah, and then Kano would have left. I don't even think people would be able to cope if Kano left because he's so alien to the whole game. We need that alien in the game. Sorry,
I would like New to go. I don't really like New very much.
I don't like New.
I don't like New's math. I think it's just really tiring to play against New.
It's the mask. It's the headpiece. The headpiece is the worst bit. He goes, attack with dagger, banish guard. All right. Just don't play.
It's just a
bit, don't play. Okay.
It's not a fun way of. I think being forced to banish every turn is kind of
Simon,
sucks.
2 years' time, Trip will go, do you remember when New was out? We need to have banishing cards back in the game.
Bring New back.
We need banishing cards back in the game.
Different.
We need to correct.
Pitching is different.
Okay.
Shut it down.
All right, no, Trip. Simon, you haven't.
But also,
the
hero I would like to get out of the meta is... don't think I actually...
Come on. Just one. Not through disliking. Just want to see it gone. I'm done.
For me, it's just New.
It's been New, but honestly, I wouldn't be too bothered if New stayed. Like I don't like playing against. Actually, I don't mind playing against New. I find it interesting, but like I don't like the math. I don't like the. But all the other heroes are fine.
Oh no, but who would if you had to pick one to go? Which one would it be?
I guess Kano then.
Sorry.
Nah, don't worry, Simon. I don't think Kasai will ever win a tournament again, so that's fine.
She won the Battle Harden.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, did you not know?
Yes, Hamish, I know that was a joke.
I actually got him.
Yeah.
Got him.
Love you and leave you. Goodbye.
Love you, bye.
Is it over?
Yeah.